Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Songbirds Radio Hour. I'm your host, Reed Caldwell, and tonight we are pleased to have Screaming Females on the show. They played Songbirds back in August of 2023, and if you keep up with the punk scene, you'll know, much to our dismay, that the band officially disbanded back in December. Pretty surprising news for fans of the New Jersey power trio, but all signs point to the split being a friendly one. I know from my time with them, they certainly seem more like family than bandmates. On their official Instagram account, the band said, "After 18 years, we have decided that Screaming Females is coming to an end. A lot changed around us over those 18 years, but at our core, we operated pretty much the same throughout. We funded and made the records we wanted to make. We did our own art. We printed a lot of our own merch. We managed ourselves. Probably most importantly, we have loaded up our van with our gear and traveled around the world to play shows wherever you would have us. We tried to build and celebrate community the best we could." So for tonight's radio hour, we thought it fitting to celebrate Screaming Females and the DIY spirit that was the foundation of their success. We're going to air our backstage interview with Marissa, Jarrett, and Mike alongside a playlist of great tunes. We're even going to throw in some never-before-heard live tracks from their performance here at Songbirds. More coming up on the Songbirds Radio Hour. Well, here we are backstage in the vault at Songbirds. Again, so happy to have Screaming Females with us on the show. I'm a huge fan, and a lot of our staff is fans as well. Would you mind introducing yourselves to our audience at home?
My name is Marissa. I play guitar and sing in Screaming Females.
Hi, I'm Mike. I play the bass.
And I'm Jarrett, and I play drums.
I don't know how much information you got about this whole thing and what Songbirds is, but Songbirds is a nonprofit. The museum, the everything, the concerts, whatever we do, we raise money for Guitars for Kids program, and we give away about 1,000 free guitars every year to kids all across the South, and some in the North. I guess we've got a school up in New York now. We give away free instruction and also like strings and picks and tuners and all that sort of thing, and we do music therapy with kids. And this radio hour is kind of an extension of that. We like to share stories about music and why people do what they do. Basically to kind of show a little bit about kind of what's behind the music, because we know some of our kids coming up, they want to be professional musicians, and sometimes it's great for them to hear from those people about how they got where they got, and it's also great for them to hear about other options in music, like, oh, there isn't just a musician, there's also people that do lights and sound and all that sort of stuff. And I think you guys are awesome because you do a lot of the stuff yourself. You're like a supreme DIY band. Maybe talk a little bit about that, like why you're what you would call a DIY, or I would call a DIY band, and why you think that's important.
So we started playing in New Brunswick, New Jersey in 2005, and there's a couple things that were going on at the time. One, no one was coming to New Brunswick to try to like sign a band or put you on a tour or whatever.
But weren't you guys like you were like the new Seattle, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's basically all the bands that were around us that we were able to, who were a step or two ahead of us from the area, were DIY punk bands, and they had just gone out and toured, and it was really pretty amazing to see all the things they were able to accomplish, recording records with cool people that they funded themselves, or touring across the country. And so when we started, that was the model. That's what we saw, and we were like, that looks so exciting, to get out there and be able to play. This is the first band I've ever been in, and still 18 years later is my only band. And but I'd hung out with a lot of bands before that, and they seemed to, no matter how good they were able to like shoot themselves in the foot. And a lot of that had to do with trying to figure out how to work the music industry and work their way into the music industry. And I think that, having those moments where it feels like you're almost there, like you're getting to showcase for like a major record label or something, and then it doesn't come through, it can really like hurt people, and it can make it feel like they have no options out of that. So I think seeing that, and then right after it, seeing all these punk bands in New Brunswick who were able to just go out, do their own records that looked great, were printed up for real, were in, distros and stores occasionally, and then also just go tour across the country on their own. It was just super inspiring. And then once we started doing that, anytime that we've had to bring in somebody like a booking agent, it was mainly because it just got to be too overwhelming. We couldn't do everything at some point. So I think you learn a lot from that, and then it's less likely you get taken advantage of, or more along the lines of just you end up working with somebody who's not doing a great job and you don't even know because you've never done that work yourself. So we have experience in everything. We do have people who help us out. We have a label that puts out our records. We have a booking agent. We work closely with us, but it's actually people who also came up in that same scene in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And Marissa still does all our artwork. Mike prints up our t-shirts. I answer all the emails, help a lot with booking the tours. We drive our own van that we own and haul our gear in and out. So it's kind of the same thing that we've always been doing.
Y'all got any follow-ups to that?
I got nothing. That
was a good summation of it.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to add.
So you do the art?
I do.
You do the t-shirts? You all drive?
We all drive.
All three of us at the same time.
At the same time, you
Jared,
sit in a little stack, put the seat all the way back.
On the wheel.
Jarrett built our website.
Yeah.
I do all the merch fulfillment for the web store.
I think that's really amazing because I know I have worked as a booking agent for a good amount of time. I had a booking agency when I was 20 years younger, and I've done this and a bunch of nonprofit work and stuff. And I just know how complicated it all is. I think sometimes when you say it, like we do all of our own stuff, I think people don't understand. Just talk a little bit about how it is that you do all that stuff, and you kind of keep doing it over and over again because it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a whole lot of work.
I think we focus a lot on having like an equitable division of like labor, which we didn't do consciously. It just kind of like happened naturally. But I don't obviously there isn't one person who has to bear the brunt of like all of the responsibilities, even though Jarrett does mostly everything.
Do you have like a chart, like when you were a kid, you got this week it's my week to clean the bathroom, and my sister will do it the next. You get a gold star when you do your chores.
For sure.
I mean, it's not quite like that, but we do, we have a lot of dates and schedules that we got to stick to. Yeah. And I think that that's something that it's, like you said, it sounds easier than it ends up being, but getting the people that you work with stuff on time is amazingly difficult across the board when you're working with people on anything. And trying to be not the weakest link in that chain has always been something to strive for.
Yeah.
And I think that it shows. It's just like, booking shows, advancing shows, like that takes a ton of time, figuring out what time you're supposed to be somewhere, who's working the gig, who's your contact, whether making sure they have your stage plot, all this stuff. But it's amazing how sometimes that can break down and how it really makes it difficult, because then like last minute you're trying to call around and you're saying, why is there no sound guy here? Like what's going on? And I don't know. I think from the people that we work with, we've gotten great feedback for many years of people saying you all are the best to work with. And it's really just because of simple stuff like that. Yeah. Well, it's stuff that sounds simple, but like you're saying, it really does take a lot of work. Sometimes you're like, oh man, this image isn't the right DPI. Like, Marissa, you got to get it done. We have 30 minutes. This thing's supposed to be in somebody's hands. And
don't worry, I'll take care of it. That's what I say.
Those are the right words, right?
And it's
no
amazing.
Big deal.
It's amazing. Sometimes it really feels like there's a lot of pressure to figure out, oh my God, the person who was supposed to make our tour flyer, they had a crisis and now they can't do it, and it's going out tomorrow and there's an announcement about it. Yeah. Who can pull together a tour flyer?
You know what I say? Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'll take care of it.
That's all you need.
And I take care of it.
Songbirds Radio Hour. Kicking off our first musical set, we've got Screaming Females, Buzzcocks, and the Bouncing Souls. More interview up after the tunes. Welcome back to the Songbirds Radio Hour. Tonight, we're celebrating the DIY and underground scene alongside the music of our guests, Screaming Females. We've just heard their song Belle, followed by Ever Fall in Love by the Buzzcocks, and closing out the set was True Believers by the Bouncing Souls. We'll have more music throughout the show, but for now, let's jump back into our interview with Marissa, Mike, and Jarrett. I do feel like the cool thing about John and I we've both done a lot of stuff ourselves, and I feel like it's really cool that way because you get to meet a lot of awesome folks along the way.
Definitely.
If you're not your own booking agent and you're not dealing with people on the ground, sometimes these people that come in here, they never really make any connection with anyone here, which is maybe fine, maybe great, maybe you don't really want to sit in our guitar vault with me and do an interview. But I think that's kind of what was always special to me is I got to meet a lot of really cool people that like to do things and do cool things, and I think that's what really makes the world go round for me is just meeting people that like to do cool things. I think that's kind of what makes it special.
Big time. That's what's always been exciting about what we do. Like our first tours going and playing literally in people's homes where they would cook us dinner and show us a slice of life that we didn't see in suburban New Jersey, like that's supremely exciting. That's what it's not like this was our job back in 2005 or whatever when we first started doing it. We were doing it because it was fun and we were meeting people and learning. I feel like I learned more about the world doing this weird rock and roll thing than I did in any formal setting,
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what was able to make it something that's been like incorporated really into our lives. It's not just a profession. It's like part of our identity and who we are. And we're best friends, We've been hanging out together for 18 years, and that wouldn't be possible if it was just sitting in green rooms and going to truck stops, although there's a lot of that too.
Let's kind of go back a little bit, talk about a little bit how you got started, just how you met, how you learned your instruments, and we can just kind of go down the line here. We can start on either end or in the middle. I don't care.
In the middle.
In the middle or either end?
Oh, in the middle of
the trio
of
you.
I thought you meant in the middle of the story. I was like, that's...
You could start in the middle of the story. You could do
I don't know where the middle is. We would have to do some math.
You could do like a Quentin Tarantino or something and start in the middle and then tell all the...
Can you put like flashback noises? I met Mike when I was a child. I don't even remember really, but we went to high school. Well, we went to school together for our entire lives. Started hanging out.
Still in school, right? For your entire lives.
We are still in school.
Still in school now.
Yeah.
School hard knocks.
That we have some like tutors coming.
I never graduated, so I guess I'm still in school.
Well, high school.
Got a few credits.
They might have expired.
You're all still in 9th grade biology together.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So Mike and I started hanging out in high school. We went to a Catholic school, so there wasn't a music program because God hates music. And but there was this thing called music club after school where our math teacher, Mr. Siliberto, shout out Mr. C, who really liked Fish and like Medeski, Martin, and Wood. He played mandolin, and he could rip the mandolin pretty hard. He was the moderator of music club, and that's where Mike and I started playing together. We would have to cover Fish and like Ween because Mr. C would make us. But we learned how to jam. He was obviously very focused on jamming, Mr. Siliberto. So I learned a lot of how to play by ear via that, which was at the time infuriating because all I wanted to do was play like Pavement songs, but very grateful for it now.
That's an important experience too, because a lot of guitar shredders spend a lot of time alone in their room, and they might be really, really proficient, and then I don't know if you've had this experience where maybe you meet somebody who shreds and all of a sudden they can't play with other people. Like they just don't know how.
No, I've met all of those people.
Yeah, there's probably like I feel like an abundance of them now because of TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot of really like good guitar players who can't really play with other people. Yeah. They just play to their ring light.
But we all have MacBook Pros now, so you don't need other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they play really well, but they have no social skills, so they.
I mean, I
they can
I did
play.
not have any social skills, so that's you do not need that.
All right, you don't need it.
But anyway, so we knew each other, and then Mike and I were in like a weird neighborhood kid band called Surgery on TV. It was like Mike and I, and then two other people who had very different taste in music than us, and we were kind of a jam band, I guess. And that fell apart like after 10 shows. And then when I was a sophomore in college, I met Jarrett because I had 2 songs on a compilation CD of New Brunswick artists that our friends basically like spearheaded. And Jarrett heard it. Jarrett was the treasurer of the organization that made the compilation. And I guess he was fascinated by the fact that the 2 songs that I put on the comp were so different, because one was like my solo project and then one was Surgery on TV, Mike and I's band. So when I went to go pick up my copy of the CD at the club meeting, I met Jarrett there, and I asked him, he said he played drums, and then I asked him if he wanted to be in the band immediately without ever hearing him play.
That's where all the good bands form. That way.
Yeah.
Record label club. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jarrett was briefly in Surgery on TV, but one of the members, our friend Chris Bobbins, who we love very much, he went to college. So then when he left, there was just the 3 of us.
I was already in college, but yeah, he was going to school for jazz performance and composition. So that became overwhelming for him pretty quickly, and he wasn't really needing to spend a lot of time jamming on punk rock songs. And
So he ate all of the Medeski, Martin, and Wood sauce, and he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go all the way to college and really further my improv to this level where I can.
He's a really good pianist.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah. He's
I'm
incredible.
sure. Yeah.
And then how'd you start playing?
My dad had a guitar in our house. I wasn't particularly interested, and I never touched it or looked at it or asked him about it, but I had started listening to Nirvana, and so he asked me if I wanted to learn a Nirvana song on the guitar because it was, and I quote, easy. That's what he said. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But it was. It turns out that it was easy.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, this is easy.
Which song was it?
I don't even remember. I think it was Come As You Are, maybe. I don't know. But my dad just plays for like pleasure. He just kind of strums the guitar. So he's never played in a band or anything like that. But I don't know. It was there, and I was getting really into punk. I got kind of obsessed with it.
Songbirds Radio Hour. We're talking with screaming females backstage before their concert in August 2023. And Marissa didn't just get obsessed with the guitar. She got very, very good at the guitar. So good that both Spin and Rolling Stone have put her on their greatest guitarists of all time lists. To illustrate the point, here are a few live tracks from their concert at Songbirds.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Cheer.
Thank you so much for Screaming Females. We're from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Thanks for being here.
Want to be every fair, give the When you leave me, I will watch the morning dawn. If you don't need me, then I took it far enough. If you don't need me, then I took it far enough. If you don't need me, then I took it far enough. I'm chained, I'm lost in your elegance. So get like a tsunami. Love for you is too strong to hide. I get like a tsunami. Love for you is too strong to hide. Drink from those haunted till it's dry.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Psychic Dungeon, for playing the show. Thank you to Songbird for having us. This is a beautiful place filled with many interesting items. And thank you, William, for organizing this show for us.
That was Screaming Females playing at Songbirds in August 2023. And you're listening to the Songbirds Radio Hour. We're a little more than halfway through our show, so if you're just joining us, tonight is all about Screaming Females and the DIY spirit that guided them along in the band's 18 years of recording and touring. Let's jump right back into the interview. Okay, so we've heard about how Marissa got her start. What about you, Mike? How'd you get started on the bass?
My brother and also my mom played guitar a little bit, and so
Cool.
my mom used to strum the guitar a little bit. But my brother got into the guitar, and I wanted to do it too. And then one day I saw Marissa play, and I was like, I give up. She's too good. I don't want to do this anymore. So then I wanted to play the bass so that we could be in a band together. And then I did.
Boom, baby.
Boom.
I mean, she's strong. She had like it's like a black Gibson acoustic guitar.
Mine
She
is
play a
gold.
C chord.
Oh my God. I'm going to give her one tomorrow.
She play like Harry Nilsson songs or something.
Cool. That's awesome.
With the 100 cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
Big cigarette.
Oh yeah. Both of my parents are very, very musical. My mom was a music therapist, and my dad had a home studio, like going way back from when I was a kid, like before many people had home studios in the 80s. And my mom plays like a dozen instruments. My dad sings and plays guitar, plays a little piano. And they couldn't get me to play anything. Like they just putting guitars in my hands, set me down at the piano, just nothing. I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But it always felt like they were hanging over my shoulder. Looking back on it, I'm like, oh, they were just trying to encourage me. But I was like, stop looking at me, Dad,
So at some point you yelled, fine!
Basically, I was like, they're like, well, you got to play something. And I was like, well, neither of them play drums at all. So
They can't tell me what to do.
They can't tell me what to do if I start playing drums. And my mom from working with other musicians, she had a friend of hers at work whose brother was like the principal percussionist in the New Jersey Symphony. And I took lessons from him from the time I was 9 till I was 18. And we did a lot of stuff, a lot of orchestral percussion, but also drum set, some traditional, like learned some tabla, learned different types of frame drums from around the world. So yeah, spent a lot of time playing different percussion instruments from 9 until 18. And then at 18, I moved out of my parents' house and basically stopped playing for a number of years because I just didn't have a room for a drum set anywhere. And that's that period I was saying when I was just hanging out with other bands and didn't really think I was ever going to play in a band until suddenly Marissa asked me to play in a band. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Talk a little bit, while we're talking about this, talk a little bit about what advice would you give younger players? I think, especially like, I don't want to single you out, but we have a ton of kids playing guitar, a lot of female kids playing guitar, and we don't have a lot of female guitarists coming through Songbirds. We try, we get people and we do, but you've been voted like the greatest guitarist on the Spin magazine and a bunch of other things. Just talk a little bit about that and what advice you would give to a young woman who's trying to learn to play the guitar for the first time.
I mean, I honestly really didn't like consider my gender identity for a long time until like we started doing press, which was probably like years into the band, and people were just like, wow, you're an anomaly, and it's really strange, you're weird. And I've never encountered like a girl like you before, and I was just like, oh yeah, I guess that is like I am sort of like the odd man out sometimes. But I don't know, my advice for a young woman would probably be my advice for anybody who wants to pursue a career in music is to just do it if you like it. If you don't, don't do it for the wrong reasons. Yeah. It's like, I really love music. I love songwriting. Like, I love performing and stuff like that. Doesn't really have much to do with my gender identity, although gender politics and listening to like Riot Grrrl and learning about like radical feminism and punk did definitely drive me towards wanting to be in a band that kind of stood for those same values. So I guess the two things are inextricably linked, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're still gonna be in the minority pool for a while if you're a female identifying person playing rock and roll, but it's definitely getting better.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a great answer. I think that is a weird thing that people want to know about, but I also feel like just having the advice that's just like, if you love it, do it, and don't worry about what all this other stuff that's going on or whether or not you fit in or don't fit in. I think that's a great message to all these kids in general, because music is the great unifier, right? It's the thing that gives us a common message. It gives us the ability to express ourselves. And
it's like a don't let the bastards get you down kind of
damn straight
kind of thing. Yeah. Where it's like, if there's some weird dude who's you're jamming with who's giving you guff because you're a lady, you don't want to play with him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you will find people who are like-minded that will
totally treat
you with the respect that you deserve. So
I totally agree. I think that's great advice. Don't let the bastards get you.
I don't need that girl to watch TV with. She's just the same girl over and over and over, and you can go back to your boyfriend. After this is me, I'm not sure who the other is. She maybe came from all of you. This house is warm, I think I'll take a nap, just like free will. Free will. I do what I do, and I don't need you to tell me what's in, to tell me who's cool. I got no money left and a meaner world around me, and I don't need that girl to watch TV with. She's just the same girl over and over and over. You can go back to your boyfriend.
Welcome back to the Songbirds Radio Hour. Tonight, we're celebrating the DIY and underground scene alongside the killer music of our guests, Screaming Females. In that last set, we had Screaming Females, Let Me In, Bratmobiles, What's Wrong With You, and Team Dresch, Free Will. We'll have more music to close out the show, but for now, let's wrap up the interview with Marissa, Mike, and Jarrett. Maybe just tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, what's upcoming.
We just put out an album this year called Desire Pathway. We've been doing a bunch of gigs for it. It's been wonderful. What else are we doing? I don't know. We're just doing what we always do. We write music, we record it, we perform it for you, and sometimes, we get to come play at the Guitar Museum. And we're extremely fortunate to travel as much as we do. We just went to Europe. We're getting ready to go to New Zealand. We just went to Alaska. We've been to Hawaii. We are in an extremely privileged situation. We are really lucky to do what we do.
What did you do in Alaska when you were there? Did you
played 4 shows?
Where?
5 shows?
5.
Like Juneau or somewhere, or were you?
No, we didn't.
We played 6 shows, didn't we?
We played Homer. Then we played Talkeetna. Then we played 2 shows in Fairbanks, and then we played 2 shows in Anchorage.
What you got? 7?
8. We just put out
full-length studio albums.
8 full-length studio albums, a live album, and some singles compilations and stuff.
And what's the label you're on?
Don Giovanni Records out of New Jersey. It's been our longtime label. We put out the first few releases ourselves, and then started working with Don Giovanni, and been working with them ever since.
On the titles you put out yourself, did you record it all yourself too?
First one we did,
yeah,
and then started working with people. We've done we did a few records with a good friend of Marissa's, Eric Bennett, who she still works with at a studio in New Jersey. And then we did a few records with Steve Albini, and then we did our last few records with Matt Bayless. So yeah, we've worked with a bunch of different people.
Good lineup.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we're going to play out the radio show with some more of your live tunes. But before we do, let me thank you again for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We love Chattanooga.
Yeah, we're really excited to have this show. I'm so glad we got to do this show here, because this is the kind of stuff we listen to a lot. And
nice.
This is the kind of show that I want to go see.
Cool.
Thanks for having
us.
Thanks for hanging out with us back here.
Hell yeah.
Locked up in the vault together.
When is the oxygen getting sucked?
Together to the end, right?
How much will time be over? hand me over, tidying up love and shame.
Songbirds Radio Hour is made possible through a grant from the Riverview Foundation. This episode was produced and written by Reed Caldwell and John Dooley. Live recording by James Snyder. Additional thanks to Victoria Sauer, Bill Johnson, WUTC, and of course, Screaming Females. Directed and edited by John Dooley. Live music mixed by Dran Michael Lewis. A list of the music used in this episode is available in the show notes on our website or on your favorite podcast app. If you'd like to see a show at Songbirds, visit songbirdsfoundation.org to check out our event schedule. We'll be in our new Main Street location starting early 2024, so definitely make some time to check out the new space.